Okay, it looks like we've got everybody in the right place. Some great problem solving going on in the back there. Thank you guys. Okay, so this is our combined bands, and we're going to be playing a piece called Rocky Mountain Romp. It sounds very much like a hoedown that you would often hear in beginning string instruments, but this is right now for band. So listen to our hoedown in Rocky Mountain Romp. While percussion is still moving around back there, there's a lot of people back there. We have two more pieces for you. Before we play the first one, I should say the next to last one, I would like to thank the Corona music students, the steel band, the administration and staff, but especially my husband, Scott, who is around here somewhere doing 1,000,001 things. This is overwhelming when it's one person who's doing that. So it's huge that we have such a great music community between all of our middle schools and our high schools, and we all support each other and work with each other. They had their concert last night, which is why we were able to have our concert tonight. A lot of this was already on stage, but especially my husband Scott got all of the stuff set up, and we've pretty much been here all day getting everything done. But this would be a very daunting task if it were just me. So it's just so wonderful to be able to work together and have the help of the staff here. Along with that, parents, I would like to thank you as well. We had a lot of fantastic support this year. So parents, I would like to recognize you if you helped feed our advisory class when our 6th grade advisory won something first quarter, or if you chaperoned a field trip, or if you went on the California trip, or if you came to any of our festivals, or if you stood at the door and helped crowd control, or if you helped in any of those myriad ways, would you please stand up if you were one of those many people who helped us? And let us recognize you. Does take a village, and there's a reason I've been in this village for 27 years of my career. My 31-year career, because it's just such a wonderful place to be, and our community is consistently supportive and wonderful. I'd also like to thank our principal. Ms. Corey is here someplace. I'm not sure where she is, but she said she was there. Oh, in the back. Thank you. Ms. Corey is such a fantastic supporter of our program. I know, especially if you have kids in all the schools in this area, you hear us say that all the time. This is not a normal occurrence. This isn't the norm in schools all over. And we are very, very fortunate and very appreciative of the support that we get from our community, from our administration, and our schools as well. I'm very fortunate because I get to come to school every day and work with these wonderful humans. It really is super, super fun. It's the best part of my day. It really is fun. Yes, teaching is a lot of work and it's very hard and I'm exhausted at the end of the day. But these are such wonderful humans to come and work with every single day. They make me laugh, they make me smile. We make each other laugh and smile, like all of us. It's just such a wonderful group of kids. To be able to come and teach with them, I just feel super fortunate to be able to make music with them. It's super, super fun. But anyway, thank you for sharing your wonderful students with us as well at our school. So we have 2 more pieces. I'm not going to get sappy. I'm a little tired and sleep deprived and very emotional right now. We're going to play 2 more pieces. One of them is a piece called Pinata. And Pinata was written by Mr. William Owens. And Mr. Owens was actually our guest conductor for our 8th grade All-State Band this year. Just another wonderful human. And before we play this last piece, I wanted to recognize all of our All-State musicians. Because in 6th grade, we have a couple of All-State musicians. We had Coltrane Dubois, and we had Grace Rizzi. And in 7th grade, and by the way, we had 3 alternates for All-State Band as well in 6th grade. We had Lydia Greski-Kasler and Zane Starks and Walker Peterson. They were among our alternates. And in our 7th graders who made All-State, we had Matthias, who's from Uncle and Olivia Lotado, and Keone Cole, over there. And then our 8th graders who were in All-State, let me see if I remember, Caitlin Hayes, clarinet. We had Kai Bailey, who's currently playing bass clarinet over here, but made it on clarinet as well. And we had Annabelle Whitesides on the flute. And on alto sax, Charlotte Hawley. And in percussion, we had Dean Mantini. And I tell the students this every year, like you should audition for All-State, you could make it. And some of them try out and they go for it, and some of them don't believe me. But we have lots of students who play at the same caliber as those students as well. So again, I feel very fortunate not just to work with these wonderful humans, but also these great musicians. Parents, next year when I talk to your students, I'm like, you should try out for All-State. I'm really going to encourage them, and I'll pester you about it too, because they really should. It's a great opportunity, and I think the 8th graders had a lot of fun working with Mr. Owens. He's a hoot. And this is one of his pieces for beginning band, Pinata. which is a super fun piece. I believe they have another version of this out. I think it might be called Revenge of the Chemical Monsters. Something. There's a sequel. We might be looking at this in the future. But before we play our last piece, thank you very much for coming tonight and sharing the evening with us. Friday, all school instruments are due at school. So if your student checks something out from school, everything needs to be back on Friday. Tonight, there are quite a few students who asked me to bring their instruments here. And so I said, great, no problem, but I need you to return them to my car after the concert. So I'm parked right behind the auditorium. So anybody who had a school instrument that I brought here, I'm just asking them to put it away and then carry it out to my car so I don't have to load all of them myself. That would be super helpful. We will be playing in class tomorrow, but on Friday we will not be playing from that point on. So if you have a rental instrument or a personal instrument after Thursday, they can go home and stay at home. And then if you are using a school instrument, those mostly came with a yellow tag that says Apprende. If you have a clear tag that says Music and Arts, that's another store. And you can continue renting those, or you can cancel your rental for the summer and check it back out in the beginning of the school year. That's totally fine. But after Thursday, all instruments need to go home, and then all school instruments need to come back. And then we do a couple of special things next week as well. So thank you for sharing the evening with us tonight. Thank you again to all the Corona staff and students who helped us out. Thank you for being super supportive of our program. It means the world to all of us that students get to experience this kind of fun class that we get to do. That personally, I think is pretty meaningful and can do a lot of wonderful things for them in the future. So, without further ado, here's Mechanical Monsters.